First, go to the fuse box under the hood. This 20 amp fuse right here, pull it out. Goes to the fuel pump. Then after this, you're going to want to start up the engine 3 or 4 times until it stalls out. It will probably only run for like a second, but you got to do this to lower the fuel pressure before you disconnect that filter. This is the tool that you need to get. It's about 12 bucks to disconnect the fuel lines that go onto the fuel filter. You need the one that says 5/16 and 3/8. Grab the tool like this, you put it on, you put it around where the fuel line is, and then you close it, and then you push it inside of the adapter piece that locks it on, and it unlocks it so you can pull it off. This is the fuel filter they gave me. They have several that you can pick from. On the driver's side, pretty much in the middle of the truck, is where the fuel filter is. You have these clips that you have to remove first, and then you got the 2 fuel lines. Before you start with this, make sure that you disconnect the negative battery terminal so there's no power flowing in the system. Just in case, just to be safe, because you're working with gasoline here. I recommend that when you disconnect the hoses, you go outside the truck and put your hands through here and feel and pull them out in case something sprays so you don't get splashed. This one over here I already opened it up. It wasn't easy. Did it by hand, but you need some pliers. Grab it with 2 fingers and it pops right off. You can leave it on the fuel line, just let it hang there. Of course, you got stuff in the way as usual. What else is new? So I gotta these things, you can actually turn them like this. This one doesn't seem like it's on properly. It's weird. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Grab it here. It's already opened up. I don't know why, but like that. Then you get the smaller end of the tool. Open up the tool. Put it on like this. Put the tool on like this. Slide it inside of this part here. Slide it inside of the connector. You're supposed to just push it in and then pull on the hose, and that's supposed to let you get the hose off. I'm gonna go outside of the truck when I do that, just in case something sprays. Oh, I'm starting to smell gas, so maybe it's somewhat off. Try tapping it with a hammer to free it up. It's probably just stuck in there with corrosion. Check this rubber hose here. This is really dry rotted. I believe this is the fuel return line. I had to disconnect this so that I can get to this fuel line here. Just tuck it under this other hose there. You can use your vice grips to remove these clamps. I'm gonna check, hopefully I have an extra piece of hose. Make sure you use fuel line for this. Don't just use any rubber hose. Now watch your eyes because stuff's falling down in here. And that wasn't good. Clamp broke. That's not a big deal though. You can replace that with a hose clamp. That'll work just fine. Now you're just gonna have to force the thing off since it broke. Kind of rip it off. Okay. Now we can try the tool again. Open the tool, put it inside. Push it in, you'll feel the spring in there. You should feel the spring. Then you can try to pull the hose off for the filter now. Make sure you get away from it. Could still be under pressure. Get the vice grips and try turning the fuel line because it's just stuck on here really good. I think the camera died, of course, right when I got the other hose off. Sorry about that. To keep the gas from dripping out, just stick the hose up like that. Then come over here and we'll do the other side. I'll make sure that you can see me do the other side in the video, because I don't know if it got the other side or not. I'll find out when I do the editing. Put the tool on here again, push it in. You'll feel the spring, or you should feel the spring. Then just pull the hose off. You might have to hold the tool in here though. Yep, I'm gonna have to hold the tool in. Try to come over here and pull it. Okay, Now it should come off. Bend the hose up so the gas doesn't come out. Move the tool. Now we gotta pull the filter out, which is kind of tough because this stupid thing holds the filter in pretty good. I don't know why they didn't just have some kind of a bolt-on bracket for this. Be easier to take off. What the fuck is this? Just pop it out the rest of the way. Try not to let the gas spill out. It's gonna be pretty much impossible. Take the filter and just dump it into your gas tank. It'll go to the filter anyway, so you don't have to worry about impurities. Just leave it inside where you fill up the gas at. And close the door, and the door will hold it in there. Just let the gas drain in while you finish installing the new filter. I think what I'll do is, later on, I'll cut open that old filter and take a look inside and make another video. Here's the new filter. See that arrow there? Make sure that's pointing the way that the fuel is going to flow. It's going to flow from the tank up to the engine, so you want it pointing towards the engine. This is going to be fun to get in here around the gas tank. Because of course this thing closed down too. And where this steel sticks out here, it has to line up right here with that notch. That's what keeps it in place. Pull this down. Look at this. Okay, let's try it this way. Pull this fuel line out of the way. Put the filter here. Use the vice grips to pull this down. Another set of hands with this job wouldn't hurt either, to get this filter back in. Finally. Almost. There we go. Now it's in. Grab this fuel line over here. Take off this cap. Stick it on, push it on until you hear the click. Pull on it, okay, it's locked. Then when you repressurize the fuel system, you're also going to need to make sure, obviously, this isn't leaking. Take that cap off, we'll do this side. And I got to find a replacement hose for this thing. Something wrong with this. Be careful, because this part is very flimsy. You don't want to snap it. I have to carefully wiggle this on. I don't know what's going on. Might be a problem with this hose. Carefully wiggle on, because this is flimsy here. The Motorcraft one around here has a lot more reinforcement. I don't know why this is such a crappy design. But I don't want to break the thing, so just wiggle it on. Make sure it goes past that point there. That's what it locks to. It's locked back in. Now you can get these clamps back in. Goes on like this. You have to open this up to get it around. There we go, like that. This part goes here. And it goes inside of here where you put the tool at, like that. And these two here, you have to lock them back together with some pliers to squeeze them together, so there's no risk of this popping off. This stupid thing was so hard to put on, it's never going to come off though. Put the fuse for the fuel pump back in. Now you're going to turn the key just to the on position. Don't try to start the truck. We have to prime the system and return the fuel pressure to normal. When you do that, you should hear the fuel pump come on for a few seconds. Turn it off. Do it again a few more times. Now let's try to start the truck. You're going to have to go through the procedure now of resetting the computer as well. Now let's go under where the fuel filter is and make sure nothing's leaking. So after you do that, everything checks out, then you're done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave a comment.